selector, rewind selector, rewind selector, rewind selector, rewind selector, rewind selector.
talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
From the beginning.
This place, gotta rock this place, gotta rock this place, rock this place, rock this place, rock this
Selector, rewind selector, rewind selector, rewind selector, rewind selector, rewind selector.
Welcome to the IPA Champions Cup, live on Sporty Stuff TV.
Well, a very good evening and welcome to event 3, day 3, Sporty Stuff TV Champions Cup. Got 6 fantastic matches this evening here from Leeds, and I've got with me my old mate, the pundit, Mark Pickworth. You had a good night last night, son?
Yeah, I
2
did,
bets,
yeah.
2 winners.
Yeah, was you quite sort of proud of me for doing that?
You were bang on form last night, yeah. The bookies never liked you, by the way, because you cost them a few quid.
Well, there's been a few people knocking at the door downstairs, but I haven't answered.
Yeah, don't answer the door. No, don't answer. How are you anyway, mate?
Yes, all good, yeah. But it was quite a good night last night, really, weren't it?
Yeah.
Tom Barley and Ryan, they all played some great stuff. Even Jamie Clark as well. He joined into the party, and it was good.
Yeah, good night. Good night of Paul Wood tonight. Let's hope it's better.
Yeah.
So we've got to have 4 players this evening. You've got to talk them through us, Mark. You know these boys more than me.
Yeah, well, we've got top of the bill, Jason Hill, a very experienced performer. He's been about in this pool world for donkey's years. And then we've got the mad dog, Miles Deleuze, had a bit of a hand condition. He's sort of trying to get over that line of getting used to it because it's something that he's going to have to live with now. So we'll just have to see how he pans out with that. And then we've got Jake Dillon Newlove, the amateur qualifier. I think he's one of the best amateur players in the country. I really do. And then we've got Dan Davey, our very own commentator. He produced some brilliant stuff in Event 1. Got to the Event 1 final. Fell a little bit short there, and whether he run out of steam towards the end and things didn't go his way, but there's no reason why he can't go one better this time.
Yeah, we're talking to Jack of all trades. I thought you're the governor at that, but Dan, he was commentating last night, playing tonight. That's what it's all about. And cooked a few breakfasts this morning in his cafe here as well. So,
he definitely is. He's also a jack of all trades.
He is a jack of all trades as well. But we've got some real good matches to see. And we'll see the odds coming up here. Jason Hill, this is where all the money's been. Jason's been as big as 7-1 this morning with some of our betting partners. If you get any of that 7-1 now, don't forget the belly from the telly. I'll be with you at 7-1. A fantastic, I thought he was miles too big, 7-1. Miles Deleuze, 9-1. That is top of the shot. I haven't seen any bigger than 9. In fact, I've seen some of our betting partners as low as 6-1 Miles. So if you fancy Miles clothesline, that's what it's called in our betting, clothesline, 9-1. Then we've got the butcher, Jake Dillon Newlove. He's about a 5-2 chance with all of our betting partners. Now, this is where the major discrepancy has come along. Dan Davey, 4-6 we've got on the screen. Now, that price is available with some of our betting partners, but also he's odds against with other betting partners. So if you fancy Dan Davey, don't take the 4-6. Shop around. That's what this game's all about, Paul. Bit of value with our betting partners, and you will get odds against Dan Davey. 6-5. So, really and truthfully, I know you think Dan is a worthy favourite.
Yeah, he is.
But he's not an odds-on chance, is he, Mark?
Things could go wrong for him tonight. In this race to 4 format, with the possibility of a draw, things can go wrong quite quickly.
Yeah.
And if that's going to happen tonight, it's probably going to happen in this group because it's a very tight group again.
Right, we've got our first match coming up here this evening here with Jason against Miles, and we've got our odds coming up here. And I just think Jason Hill, the form he's been in, we'll have a look at his form here now. He's got a lot of L's there, hasn't he, Mark?
He has, yeah. 1 win out of 10, but he didn't play in the 2021 season. That's why we haven't got a percentage there for him. 47% in his career, number 28, but he played well in Event 1 last time. Sorry, in Event 2 at the very beginning. He played really well. He had 2 draws and lost 4-2. So he played every frame and only just missed out on getting through.
And we've got Miles, who's odds against in the first match here, the Mad Dog. But he's got a few W's there as well, isn't it? Why have the bookies made Jason Hill odds on? I don't know.
Well, 3 wins out of 10, 7 losses, ranked number 24, Mad Dog. He was on the increase in getting through the rankings. He's slowed down a little bit now, and that's probably down to this condition. But he seems really, when we're talking to him backstage, he's up for this. He really wants to get through. He's back now. 2-3 months ago, he was really sort of down and out and really sort of struggling with everything. But now he's back. He's ready to really compete on the top scene. And
our second favourite this evening is former Jake. Has he been playing?
Yeah, well, look at that win-lose record. 7 wins, 3 losses, 81% in 2021 and 70% in his career. Yes, it's on the amateur rankings. But I think he's one of the best players in the country as an amateur. He really is. He hasn't took pro status this year because he wants to stay amateur again so he can play in a lot more events.
Right.
So, yeah, and that's his choice, isn't it? So,
and how about,
he's a great player. He really is.
How about our commentator last night, our player tonight, Sporty stuff, Dan Davey?
Yeah, Dan Davey, if he's recovered from last night, he had such a short night last night. I think he should only get half the wages, to be honest. But anyway, Double D. Ranking number 11, win-lose record there, 6 wins, 4 losses, 47% in 2021, 52% in his career. Not the best percentages, but the way he played in Event 1, he played superb. And one of the statistics that I was looking at was his break stats. His break stats was the best in Event 1. And when you look to the likes of the Liam Dunsters, etc., all of them in that as well, to come out on top, it just shows how good of a player he is. Yep, he did. Yeah, he had 13 break and dishes.
That's why some of our betting partners must have made him odds on there. They must have had your stats there as well.
Yeah.
But and our first match this evening here, Hill, Jason v Miles, is, you know.
Yeah, so these got drawn in the same group last time, and they drew last time 3-3. Is there going to be a possibility of another draw tonight? It could well be. It really could. There's not a lot in between these two.
Well, Jason Hill's around about 10 to 11 even money, and Miles is a 2 to 1 chance. But I think the tie is a big runner here at 5 to 2 as well. But don't forget, all the money today, all the betting partners reported Jason Hill 7 to 1. He was early into 9 to 2. Now, these pool people who play on pool, the punters, they know there are no fools out there in the betting world at pool, and they all want to be on Jason. I think Jason tonight, if you had a bit of 7 to 1. I think you're sitting with that docket in your pocket. I think you've got a big chance tonight. And, well, we've got the next one. Dan Davies, our live match. Don't forget, 9:45 on Sporty Stuff. We're a bit early tonight. Dan Davies, Jake Neal. Now, what's going to happen here, Mark?
Well, it's going to be an absolute epic clash. It really is. It's going to be a brilliant game, and one definitely not to be missed at 9:45. But to be honest, I'm really looking forward to seeing Jason Hill against Miles Deleuze.
You fancy it tonight, don't you?
Yeah, I do, yeah. There'll be a couple of draws tonight. Yeah. It's a tight group.
Well, I've got a referee this evening, the North East finest, the Governor, Brian Moss. Evening, Brian.
Champions Cup Event 3, Group C match, best of 6 frames. First frame, Miles Deleuze to break. Time running.
Well, settle in, everyone. Another great evening of pool coming your way, and it's going to be edge of the seat stuff. It always is. And in this group, Dan Davey, Double D, well, he's kind of favorite to get through the group, but as the boys have already said, this is going to be a very tough one to call. And I had a chance to look at Picker's picks just prior, and our man Bart Pickworth, well, he's predicting a lot of draws tonight. And we'll see how this all unfolds. As he already said, the last time these two played, way back late January, event 2, it was a 3-3 draw. Well, we'll see what happens now. Mark, I hope I've given you enough time to settle into that comfortable chair in the comm box there. This is going to be fun tonight, isn't it? Tough one to call.
Yeah, it's definitely a really tight group, and all these players are very capable of getting through to the next round by being the group winner. It's going to be down to possibly the break and obviously taking the chances when they can, and it's who's going to hold the bottle, because it's going to be really, really tight.
Yeah, always about holding your nerve, isn't it? We can never, ever say enough. In these short races, getting off to a quick start helps to settle the nerves, get you a little confidence. Right now, this is a great start for Jason. A right eye lead player. You can see how he turns his head to get that right eye over the cue. Didn't quite get to where he wanted on that one. Might have been looking at the yellow to the center pocket next, but change of plans. Oh, good recovery. A nice control of the cue ball there, Mark.
Yeah, it was, and he's really got to grips with this table straight away, which is, as you've already said, Jim, very important to have a good start, because if you do have a slow start, you'll find yourself lost the match before you've even got out of your chair.
Well, kind of grimacing again, but he's got enough angle. Can take the cue ball. He's just got to avoid that red. Take the cue ball up table, and it should track back down for the black next. Not ideal, and I'm not even sure he can see the black, and the shrug of the shoulders kind of confirms that. Well, that's a mistake. Well, he's looking. Maybe he can get through to enough of that black.
Extension, please.
Buying a little extra time, just settling in. Big shot and early stages. Oh, what an effort from Jason Hill there. Needed that black, got it, and he opens his account. 1-0 over Miles Deleuze. He was slight favorite to win this match, but not a lot in it. But that's a good start. And what a good black he made.
Yeah, he did. And just when we thought that he'd just covered himself with that red, he hadn't. And he potted it a really good, confident black, and that sends a message straight away to Miles Deleuze. It's going to be interesting to see how he responds to this now.
Yeah, certainly, Mark. Sends a message to all the people out there that may have jumped on Jason at 7-1. Gary was saying, you know, at 9-2 we had him, but if you got as much as 7-1, you got to be pretty comfortable after seeing that sort of start. And Miles,
Frame 2.
just in your picture now.
Jason Hill to break, leading 1 frame.
Hoping for a chance at the table. And waiting to see how Jason Hill cracks the pack. It really is a mystery at times, the break. But what a weapon it is when you get it working.
Yeah, it is. And what can you say about that? The way he's controlled the white to the middle of the cushion, you can't do much more. Apart from if the ball would have dropped, then he'd be in here. But this is a great chance for Miles to level this match up.
His hand injury, Mark, is it the hand gripping the cue or is it the bridge hand?
It's the bridge hand.
Yeah, that's actually at times that can be a little tricky because if you ever get into a position where you might be cueing over balls and you need to be steady, never easy.
Yeah, he's got a bit of condition in both, but it's mainly the bridge hand that he's struggling with. So he's having to adapt to it. He's just got to live with it.
Nifty little shot there. He's left the yellow to the center pocket. But position is not going to be straightforward to the next. This has worked out nicely if he hasn't moved that one yellow to where it isn't available to the top right corner. He had a quick look at it, but he's certainly on the yellow bottom left.
Yeah, I think he played that at a very good pace. I think that yellow just passes probably off the far jaw. He wanted that to push down a little bit further because he needs to take the one in the top right next. After this yellow in the bottom right, that is.
Ten seconds.
And it's got a nice angle.
Yeah, we've just seen him there. He's had another look at that one in the top right-hand corner. He ideally needs to be right behind it. But when you're right behind it, you're not going to have an angle to get out for the black. This is a key shot.
Wow, electing to play the double. Risky, but it'll come with big rewards. If he can knock this in and finish on the black. Beautifully played and nicely controlled with that cue ball too. Well, early indications, Mark, both of these players are fit for the fight. A A terrific clearance, that one from Mad Dog Duluth. And 1-1 the score. 6 to be played if we see them all. And neither one of these guys showing any weaknesses whatsoever. And what a beautiful double this was. And also just controlling that cue ball nicely. Didn't overdraw it. And a great start from both players. Mark, you're looking for a lot of draws tonight. Very close and tight-fisted action. Don't see a lot between a lot of these matches.
No, I don't. We had 34 frames played out of 36 on Monday.
Frame
33
3.
out of 36 last night.
Scores
Don't
tied
be
1
surprised
frame
if we
all.
see every frame
Time
being
running.
played out tonight. 36 out of 36. Not been done yet.
Well, one of the very last balls moving on the table finds gravity into the right center. And again, a nice cue ball right up the middle of the table. Never threatening a pocket with the white. You got to keep it on the playing surface.
10 seconds.
Yeah, so first glance, these reds don't look bad. This is a should be a red that he pots, but there is some difficulty about it. But he's potted that lovely.
Yeah, he looks very settled out there too. His eyes don't leave that playing surface. Focused.
Yeah, one thing I can tell you about both these players, they're both in good spirits, and it's good to see Miles back in good spirits as well, because he's a great character, as is Jason on the tour. So this is why it's an interesting matchup, this one.
10 seconds.
Hit that one nicely. Played it at a bit of pace. Still insured to leave that red over the corner pocket. This is a key shot coming up here.
Yeah, it is. And I think he'd have loved that black just to
10
move
seconds.
another inch left
Extension,
a little
please.
bit. Just so he could have probably got through to that red that's below the black spot. Because that's the most difficult one to get on. I think he's playing the cannon on the black here. If this comes off, it's in prime position.
He certainly looks like he's got the measure of the speed of the table. He really has controlled that cue ball superbly. And when you've got that white on a string, you make your work so much easier. Miles Duluth just gave you a perfect example of how it goes. Never had to make a difficult shot. 2-1 he leads. A break and dish for Mad Dog. Looking very strong here in our first match. Well, now goes right back over to Jason Hill. He's going to stay in this one. It's his break next. We'll see if he can find the answer. Nine to 2 to win the group was Jason Hill. Miles, he was 9 to 1. He wouldn't have minded being on that now.
Yeah, Miles looks really focused indeed. It's good to see him
Frame
back playing
4.
to his
Jason
best
Hill to break,
ability.
trailing 2 frames to 1. Time running.
Now a little bit more in that break. Still no friends at the table. He really did throw his shoulder into that one.
Yeah, and you've got to say they've split nice again. He's probably going to really go out at these yellows.
10 seconds.
Only pretty due to an easy opening yellow than a red.
Well, it could have been a little kinder where it's finished. It's left him hampered over the red. This is where that bridge hand on the table is probably a little uncomfortable for him. Well, pretty good reply.
Ten seconds.
Yeah, I'm just looking at his clearance now, Jim. I think possibly the hardest ball now that he's got left to be potted is probably the black. Is it tight in that top right-hand corner again? I think it's not as tight as the last opportunity he had up there. Definitely not.
This has been very impressive. He's having a look at that black right now to see if it passes into that corner you just alluded to, Mark.
Yeah, but he's in
But where's-
perfect position here, isn't he? Really just to roll
10 seconds.
balls in.
No, he'd like to have had a fuller contact on that red, so this is a much more difficult black than he would have liked. He's missing nothing. Miles Duluth, well, he's found a gear, and it'll be down to Jason Hill to try and find his, but this is some kind of performance. Mad Dog Duluth, well, he looks like a robot out there. 3-1 he leads, and he's assured himself of at worst a draw. There'll be plenty of pool action all night. So if you're a fan, you won't want to miss any of it. Next up, it'll be Jake Dillon Newlove versus Dan Davey. That'll be coming your way 9:45 on Sporty Stuff TV.
Yeah, and just back to Miles, Jim. I mean, this is a great example of the strength in depth at the IPA. And it's been a great standard. And Jason, he's got to
Frame
feel a bit
5.
hard done by 2 dry
Miles
breaks, and he's
Deluxe
3-1 down.
Leading 3 frames to 1. Time
Now,
running.
that's the extent of it. That's just how solid Miles has been. Half a chance, and he's taken them all home. And a good break here, and it'll be a flawless performance. And what a chance he's got.
Yeah, they don't look bad. Just that little cluster around there, that black, that's where he's going to have to make sure the white ball is on a bit of string. But the way he's been playing in these opening
10
frames
seconds.
has been outstanding. There's no reason why he
Extension,
can't
please.
clear these up as well.
I always say the toughest to win are the first and the last. He's got a lot of work to do with this one, just because of the positioning he's going to have to do with that white. And that's not going to make life any easier.
Yeah, you really couldn't see that coming out well. He needed to be further down so he weren't clipping too much of that yellow. Now this is going to take something spectacular.
10 seconds.
Well, it very nearly was.
Sorry.
But he didn't get through, didn't quite make enough contact to leave that yellow on. But I didn't hear a referee announce a total
10
snooker,
seconds.
so he can get through to the edge of this yellow.
Well, he needs
But
to
that's
hurry
it.
up. 5 seconds left. He's got to make a decision.
Foul. 1 free shot, 1 visit. Time running.
Yeah, he just waited a bit too long, I think, and hurried this. Just got a little bit of unwanted spin on that cue ball, straightened it up. It wasn't a difficult hit, just was made to hurry a little.
Reset shot clock, please.
Well, chance for Jason to try and clear up these remaining reds. Get back to 3-2 and at least stay in the hunt for the draw.
Yeah, and with the few shots we've seen of Jason here, he seems to be cueing very well. We just haven't really noticed it because he's not had that many shots.
This black to get back to 3-2.
Frame.
Well, table time has been at a premium for Jason in this match, and yet he finds himself only 1 frame adrift, and with the chance to eke out a draw. Remember the last time they played, they finished 3-3. Very much on the cards here again. That's the first time that we've seen Miles lose the cue ball. He was just asked to do a little too much in that one. Had a chance. It's funny in this game of pool, you know, one wayward shot that just a little out of position, and all of a sudden you've got to try and change your plans and the patterns, and everything becomes more difficult.
Final frame.
One thing that's been difficult for Jason Hill is the break. He has yet to see any success with the break. He needs some here. Frame 6. He needs to win this one to get 1 point. Yeah, I think his face and his body language really says all you need to know. Just frustration and disappointment.
Yeah, you've got to feel for him a little bit. The break has really killed him. And if Miles takes this out, you've got to say Jason Hill's been very, very unlucky not to get something out of this match.
In truth, Mark, if you want to analyze this match, you can even say that Miles Deluse's greatest weapon has been Jason Hill's break.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. Well, this isn't over yet, this frame. That little kick on the white ball there. That's a surprise he's not had the cue ball clean there.
Well, this doesn't look like, sorry, Mark, that this is his best effort either.
No, he's digging a hole here for me. He's really struggling now. I don't think he can get through even to that plant. He's only got this yellow in the top half of the table. That's all he can hit. What's he trying here?
Well, he's having an anxious look to see what, if anything, is left, but difficult to tell.
Extension, please.
I'm not sure that he's brought that red over far enough to take that pocket away from Miles.
No, I don't think so either. I think this is a chance, especially taking this yellow out first. He's going to be going all out attack for these.
10 seconds.
Another look at that yellow. Off the cushion and off the red. Tough to tell if there's space for it. That's got to be his game plan.
10 seconds.
Not his best positional effort there either. You know, he has been spot on with that cue ball up until just the last couple frames. But nice recovery. That's the good news. Bad news is he's bumped that red and yellow where there's no way that yellow is available now. So it's going to have to be another double on that yellow to give him a chance at the finish line. And he needed that one to get there.
Yeah, he did. We're just starting to see there's a couple of misses coming into play now, getting to the business end of this match. And Miles, he's had opportunity already. Is Jason going to try and close this out and get the draw?
10 seconds.
Jason knows he's got the insurance policy in the bottom end of the table. Miles may be moving that yellow right here.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. He's left him this one over the right, or top right-hand pocket. He can get through to this. And he wouldn't really believe it.
10 seconds.
Miles, anything easy if he did miss it.
That one thumped in with authority. Well, every chance here for Jason. Well, if he can't secure the frame here, Mark, he'll have no one to blame but himself. And
yeah, you're right, Jim. These are begging to be taken out. And you've got to say it's probably a fair result in the end if it does manage to end up 3 apiece.
Ten seconds.
yeah, offers the hand to apologize. It's a bad miss. Both players have gotten edgy as this match looks to conclude.
Ten seconds.
I think Miles has resigned himself to having given Jason one too many chances.
Yeah, I've got to say, this is a chance he's definitely going to take. Surely he hasn't got another miss in him. Surely not.
For 3-3. And he gets the black. So it is a 3-3 draw. Well, they played to a 3-3 tie in late January, and they played to a 3-3 try here again in early March. So history repeats itself. And our pundit, Mark Peckworth, who predicted a bunch of draws tonight, well, he's on song to start, isn't he?
Yeah, he was on form last night as well, Jim. He put up a couple of draws last night that got the money as well. But top of the bill there, bit of class, bit of at the back end of that game there to get 3-3, didn't he, Mark? He had to fight for it, Jace, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And them 3 dry breaks that he had, he'll feel a little bit hard done by. But it's a good result for both of them. It keeps them in this, because if you do lose your first match, you're chasing and chasing, and not many players have got through after losing the first match.
No, and don't forget, he was the big gamble today, Jason Hill. He was 7-1 into 9-2, what Jim said as well. So really and truthfully, them people who had a few quid on Jason there tonight, they wanted 1 point there, didn't they? Badly at the end now, because he's still in it, isn't he?
Yeah, well, exactly. And if he wins his next 2 games, he'll go through as a group winner. So yeah, he's got it all to play for.
So that 7-1 might look a bit sweet coming in the early hours of the morning. So don't forget, we're back on Sporty Stuff TV at 9:45 for, well, Mark said it could be the match of the night, couldn't it, between the Butcher and Dan Davey?
Yeah, it could be, but the way that Jason and Miles have played in that, they're going to take some stopping as well. But this amateur qualifier, Jake Dillon Newlove, I'm very impressed with him. But Dan Davey, been playing well. It's going to be an extraordinary match.
Well, I'm going to be with Double D, but if you want to watch it live, don't forget Sporty Stuff TV, 9:45. We can't wait. See you soon.